The ICEVI, the Nippon Foundation Mathematics Package for Teachers. Title of the video, Transversal, which is perpendicular. There are two lines which are parallel. So this is one line and then this is the other line. So these two lines are parallel on both sides of the rectangle. Now the transversal may be in different directions. The transversal may be in the clockwise direction, in the anti-clockwise direction too, and then they form different angles. The transversal may be a perpendicular transversal too. You can take a paper strip having a right angle and check whether the transversal is perpendicular. Now, whether the transversal is perpendicular to lines 1 and 2, the angles formed are same. So here also you have A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G, H. 8 angles are formed. Now, the difference between the parallel lines and the transversal going through the parallel lines at two distinct points and the perpendicular transversal going through two distinct points, there is a difference. Now, in the case of the transversal not perpendicular, we discussed the corresponding angles being equal, the alternate angles being equal. So we discussed different properties. So in the case of a perpendicular transversal, all angles become the same. Now alternate angles, consecutive angles, exterior angles, interior angles. For example, D and F are alternate interior angles. Now 90 degrees, 90 degrees. D and B are vertically opposite angles, 90 degrees and 90 degrees. And A is exterior angle, G is alternate exterior angle, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. So when the transversal is perpendicular to the two lines, all angles become the same. So every angle that we discussed about the transversal, they become one and the same. Now we can prove some other concepts too. Now let us assume that it is not perpendicular, it is meeting the two lines at two distinct points. Now let us take the interior angles, one interior angle and another interior angle. So these two interior angles put together will be 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So this is very interesting. So now you take a paper strip and then make an angle, right? So we don't know what this angle is, right? So this is the angle. Now let us take another paper strip and form an angle. We will measure the other interior angle, right? Other interior angle. So what we have to prove? We have to show that these two angles put together will become 180 degrees. So what has happened? These two angles put together has become 180 degrees. So this is one angle, this is another angle. So okay, this is the small angle, so we have put here, and this is the big angle we have put by the side of the small angle. Then we can notice that the two angles are on a straight line. The two angles are on a straight line. So any angle on a straight line is 180 degrees. So the interior consecutive angles, so these angles, let us say A and B. So if we call A as the interior consecutive angles, that means the angles between the two lines but on one side of the transversal. Similarly, you can have C and D on the left side of the transversal. C and D are called as the consecutive interior angles, but to the left side of the transversal. These angles, the different types of angles, are very useful when we discuss the concept of transversal.